that was so mean. Did you hear what? That was so mean. That was just the worst vibe you could create. The worst. Oh, God.
You know I'm excited. I always say I'm excited. I am ultra excited. Nina Conti, monkey faces ventriloquist person that I've actually shot here before for her posters, but she's coming here today to be interviewed. Look, there's Nina Conti. There's Nina Conti.
Hello, Steve. Beth.
Can we have a hug?
Yes. How are you?
Very, very good. I'm quite excited about this shoot because Nina's been here for a shoot for your poster.
Yeah, they were very good, those.
Did you hear that?
I've used them to death, yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I still use them. No, they're great.
No, so thank you for coming, Nina Conti. I haven't done this for a while. I've been on pantomime for...
yeah, how was that?
very, very tiring.
What was the story?
Cinderella.
Oh, you were in St Albans.
No, Chesterfield.
Oh, because they had Cinderella in St Albans and I did my first tour date there.
Oh, really?
2 days ago.
Are you on tour?
I just started. I'm 1 day in.
And you've come to do this for me?
Yeah, but it's not like constant.
Nina Conti's on tour. How many dates on tour are you doing?
I can't remember. I've chosen the cities I like only, you know. It's not where's free, it's where I like.
Oh, seriously?
So it doesn't make any geographical sense. It's mainly cities.
So where were you on your first tour date then? Oh, St Albans.
St Albans is the first, and then I've got Norwich and the Apollo, West End, number 3, and then Manchester, Liverpool.
How many?
Do you know what? I haven't counted. I like to think of it week to week. Like I've just got a couple of gigs each week. Because if I think too much, I'm on tour.
They're selling really well.
They are selling well.
Is that because you're Nina Conti or because... I don't want to blow smoke, but I think the way you've handled social media is just extraordinary.
That has maybe connected me to people way better than I've ever been.
Oh, I thought you were going to stand up then, but no, stay where you are.
I could do.
No, I like that.
I'm angling.
Yeah, I like that angle.
Angling.
Yeah.
You told me last time, like, leaning forward's good. Is that because it gets rid of neck?
And also, I'm higher than you as well, so
Yeah.
you're kind of, you know, you're leaning, you're pulling everything. I'm just making this up. I'm winging it.
No, but it worked. And when I take anyone's picture now, I go lean forward.
Yes.
It worked. So yes, the social media has definitely helped. And I try to put about 2 or 3 clips a week, minimum.
Yeah.
But because the show is different every time, it generates material.
But that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it's a real relief.
Why are you so funny?
That's a very nice question.
Thank you.
What I do has liberated me from myself. So there's
Elaborate.
no ego in my comedy. It's all like about the other people creating the funnies.
Pregnancy, yeah, so to speak. The sperm and the egg, yeah. Fucking, yes.
I don't know, I'm not in my head when I'm doing it. I'm not about me. No, it's really not about me, that show. It's about what does that look like? It's saying what would be funny for it to say.
Yeah.
So I don't have to carry my own agonising into my comedy. There's a lot of comedy in people's agonising, I suppose.
Yeah, no, totally. I get what you're saying.
But you know what I mean? I don't have baggage up there. I'm just doing it.
You're doing their baggage.
I'm doing their baggage.
No,
yeah,
but
it's a playground.
Yeah.
It's a playground. And what I've realised now in this political climate, which is so toxic and hateful everywhere, is that my show, you don't get to find out about any of that, what anyone's politics are. Well, I'm not going there.
You deliberately don't go
It's
there?
the football field they played on when they stopped the war. That's what it's like on the stage. I'm not going there.
Okay.
Well, let's all be human and stupid for a bit and let's not go there. Because I feel like there's so little connection anymore. And then you've got members of your family that you disagree with politically, and then everybody's arguing all the time. And life is short, and it's much better not to, maybe. So I thought, what I can do, make everyone hold hands.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it is joyful. By the way, Nina, if you're enjoying this episode, then make sure you like, isn't it? Because you're very good on social media.
Yes.
How do you get people to subscribe?
I have your photograph that you took of me going like this, and it says subscribe.
So I should take a picture. Maybe I should use that picture for me as well.
Yeah, you've got it.
Yeah. Picture myself doing that. Make sure you subscribe and like this episode. Let's get back to the interview with Nina Conti. When did you start?
Comedy. I was an actress first, and I've talked about him a lot, but Ken Campbell was a big mentor, and he was a kind of a maverick of the theatre scene. He got me a pair of false teeth instantly, and had me playing character roles and stuff. Whereas as an actor, I was going up for the girl in the bar, or the girl, you know.
Yeah.
And then I found it much more characterful and freeing with Ken. Playing weird characters. That was kind of how I began. And then through ventriloquism, I was able to put those weird characters into puppets.
So, did you ever contemplate just doing straight stand-up, or was it always?
No, that's never been a goal.
No, never.
That's never been a goal.
But why ventriloquism though?
Because it's colourful and original, and no one else is doing it, and I don't have to get stuck with this. I mean, this person, I had to trot her out on the road. I think we'd miss these guys. You know what I mean? And they are all me. They're all the best projections of myself into other things.
Yeah.
And this it feels rather monotone, I think, if it was just me.
Zoom in on her lips. No, don't do that. There's no need. Let's make the bitch work hard. Stop it.
But when did you start the ventriloquism?
The ventriloquism started in about 2003, I think was my first Edinburgh. My first gig was in Balham.
Banana.
And it was Arthur Smith, who I'd met in a bar.
Arthur Smith was our first interview.
Was he?
Yeah, like a year
I really
ago.
feel like my nose is running. I need a tissue, I'm sorry.
You need gone for a tissue.
You can't have a nose running in an interview.
Did you find anything?
No, I didn't, but I've used my sleeves, my hands.
Oh, did you?
There's a whole array of sleeves.
No, can you imagine? Sorry, Lucy. Lucy, it didn't happen. There's a camera up there as well. She knows. Oh, there's a camera there as well.
The first gig, I had met Arthur Smith in a bar.
Yeah.
I put my false teeth that Ken Campbell made me. I was like hanging out with old men when I was in my mid-20s for sure, getting tips and advice. And Arthur said, there's a comedy night near me in Balham, and he calls himself the mayor.
Yeah.
Come and do that. And I went round his house, and I was making little videos at the time with this monkey, like home videos. And there was one where I humped an iron. Monkey was humping an iron. And Arthur was like, that's funny. When he humps things, it's funny. And I was like, yeah, what could he hump? He could hump the pint glass if I'm having a pint at the Balham. So I humped this pint glass with this monkey and won the night. It was a competition.
Really? Just the humping, Just
the humping. It was short on dialogue, and but high on humping, and if people liked it. But I do remember when I got the monkey out my bag, there was a moment where people thought, maybe a good time to go and get another drink, or might go to the toilet during this one. There was a kind of a shuffle, like, oh, this is really not going to be for me, when I got a puppet out.
Really?
Well, there's kind of bloke after bloke telling jokes, like, observational stuff, relatable stuff, and then a girl comes out, and already that was a little bit like, it's a woman. And she's got a teddy. Oh, shit. Yeah, I had to win them over fast, but luckily that happened because the monkeys started talking. They weren't expecting that.
Yeah.
But on that lineup, I was like, okay, I'm the only weirdo here tonight.
Yeah. Well, maybe that sometimes stands out as well.
And it did stand out. I guess that's what won it that night as well. It was something different.
We're going to do a best gig and worst gig. Your act is so joyful and lovely. I can't imagine you having a hard gig.
They do exist. I mean, definitely they do.
Go.
The worst one was probably Bar Mitzvah. Oh my God. There was a woman that I got up. She had this sort of attitude that I went with.
With the ventriloquism,
I put a mask on her, and she was kind of like doing all this stuff, and I was like, I'm bored of my husband, I'm looking for a new guy. But I just made her say all this stuff. And apparently that was her situation. That was what was happening. She was mid-divorce.
Making her say stuff.
And I intuited it, or I don't know what happened, but I said all this stuff, and it was like, and afterwards people were like, that was so mean. Did you hear what? That was so mean. And I was like, it's just a joke. Well, yeah, but that is what's happening. And they thought maybe I knew.
You've done your research and
No, I'd done my research and I didn't, and it was just, that was just the worst vibe you could create. The worst. Oh, God.
Best gig?
I don't have a best, but that, the one I did recently at the Apollo,
Yeah.
where I had somebody who had breast cancer come and talk to the monkey about having breast cancer, and then I had a guy who made nuclear weapons, nuclear warheads. Like, these were terrifying audience participants. What I do is I hide for a bit, and Monkey says, anyone want any of my advice for any problems they may have, come on up. And, you know, we're not expecting breast cancer,
right.
And it was beyond remission. It was like, it was serious. And then the warhead guy, I mean, God, this is heavy. And I'm hiding behind a wall with the monkey thinking, I am not qualified for these things. And the monkey like bats it off with whatever stupid things he says. But then I ended up getting them back on stage because you can't avoid, you've got to lean in, you can't avoid, you can't go, It's not fair. It's not inclusive. But the Warheads guy, I mean, people are ready to hate him.
Yeah.
But it's my responsibility to try and make everyone look. Anyway, what happened was there was this whole Carpe Diem vibe to the finale. There was a guy who'd also complained he didn't like cycling in the rain. So he was up. I got him up. Like, his problems were so pitiful compared to these serious problems. And anyway, somehow everybody ends up dancing to everyone. It felt so good. It had all the makings of my worst ever gig.
Yeah.
But everyone left the theatre having found something, you know. I feel like such a wanker. But everyone had found something to love in everyone.
Is that one you got a standing ovation?
That I might have done.
Do you think there's an innateness to being funny as well?
I think there is an innateness to being funny.
Yeah, I do.
Mine was really buried because I was so self-conscious as a young woman. I didn't want to look bad and stupid things like that. Or at the same time, I wanted to be cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's a disaster for funny, those two things. Wanting to look good and wanting to be cool. Leave it at the door.
So
I
what
think
they're
the
gonna
most
get?
important thing when you come on stage, whatever you look like, is connect,
Yes.
isn't it? But if you're worried about how you look, you're not going to do that. When I was starting, we go back to the Balham banana days. I was dressing to try and be attractive with, like, I don't know, I was always wearing like little t-shirts and midriff, and I'd come out like all kind of, and then this monkey would say these grotesque things and I go
But that was a comedy.
That was a game.
Yeah.
It was a game, trying to be sexy or something so that I could be like alluring, and then but the monkey would show that I was dirty, and it was like,
it works with the juxtaposition of you and the character.
yeah, it works as a virgin whore thing. He's nodding, he knows.
As a virgin, I can attest.
And as a, I can
Look back and I reflect and I see what I've done there is I've brought my own heckler on stage with me. For all, you know, he'll call me a slut before anyone else can.
Right. You got. Is that a squeak?
Yes, sorry. No, that's all he's meant to be. It's like a sooty. It's not a bespoke puppet.
It's not.
No, don't talk about me like that. No, it's not. It's not it.
Did you study ventriloquism?
Yes, I learnt it
A
in
to
my
Z.
house. Funny him being on and not talking. I'm itching to talk.
You are.
It was from a book. It was from a book.
All the exercise of having to do the B's and the P's.
Yeah, she didn't sweat it that much. I didn't worry about it too much because it's not the main thing. The main thing is what I say, not how I say it. No, am I in this or not? I don't feel like I am. I'm doing you because you're here. It's an unusual context. It is. Steve might not be comfortable.
I'm feeling less comfortable. It is.
Well, I'll go if it's not comfortable.
So when
Okay.
you were growing up, not Monkey.
Not Monkey. I wasn't there.
Give me some famous people that you've met.
I met Arthur Miller,
Wow.
John Candy,
No,
David Bowie. Those are top.
Shut up.
Yeah, those are big ones. But I don't know him. I was a kid, you know.
Yeah. So I'm going to get you to look in the dreaded mirror.
Okay.
So when you look in the mirror,
Hello.
what do you see?
I go for the flaws usually quickly, like the hair.
Yeah.
Go, oh, how's that hair? I see someone who hasn't had any surgery or Botox ever. No, and I'm not going to. And I miss my jawline because it was a nice jawline, but I'm not doing it because I was thinking about how I'd feel if I were to do that. I'd feel like I'd kicked myself in the stomach. I feel like I'd sent a message deep in that I wasn't good enough or I wasn't up to the mark. And it would make me sad that I did that to myself. So I'm not doing it. And you've got to stay extra funny.
What?
You're worried I'm going to be over the hill and I'll be unemployable or whatever. No, not if you're funny, it'll be all right.
Yeah. Did I spring this on you about your favourite photo?
Oh no, one came to mind.
Oh, good, good.
It's one that I found recently. It's my dad and me when I was about 4. I'm tiny and I'm squashing his nose. I don't know, it's a sweet moment and it's really of a time. I think it was just when my dad did a job that got him kind of noticed.
Can we say who your dad is?
Yeah. Well, it's funny, my show is kind of called Whose Face Is It Anyway? It was a play called Whose Life Is It Anyway? And then he went to New York with it.
Oh, really?
And then things sort of started off then.
Tom Conti. Have you got that? Is he still acting?
Yeah, but he only does it if it's really worthwhile, you know? He doesn't just work for the sake of working. He was Einstein in Oppenheimer, so that was the most recent one. He got out of bed for that, yeah.
Remember that, yeah.
He must have loved being.
Yeah, he loved that.
I remember shooting you up the creek where you were dressed as the monkey.
Dressed as the monkey.
And you did a film.
Yes.
That's out.
Yeah, it's coming out this summer. That was lovely. I directed that one. I like to direct one that I'm not in.
Right.
That would be really great.
Anything else planned? Are you doing the tour? We're going to get.
I've got the tour, and I'm intending to make this other film this year. And I really like painting. I've started painting. I've just been doing it for about a year. Yeah.
What you media like a pen?
Oil.
Oil. Really?
And I'm so happy painting with a podcast or an audiobook on. That's such a delightful combo. It's so calming.
Would you like to do a show and then have guests on? Who would you? You're not playing that struck by fame.
No, I am. Well, Miriam Margolis came to my Edinburgh show, Ben Elton.
Oh, yeah.
Naomi Watts and Susan Sarandon came to my show in New York. And I didn't know I was getting them on stage, but I got one of their friends on stage.
Yeah.
And she sort of beckoned the rest of her party, and so they all came on stage, and then I saw who they were, and I was like, no way, I would not have got you up in my way. Like, I'm so sorry. And then I had to go and get masks for them, for Naomi Watts, the beautiful faces. I'm like, is this all right? And
That's
putting
Velcro
funny, around their hair. Yeah. They were fine once it started because they're actors and they just play around. David Byrne came to a show in New York, and that was pretty thrilling.
Right.
When you had David Byrne along,
Yes.
it'd be good having the frontman of Talking Heads with the talking.
See, Frankie often comes up with miles better questions than me. So when David Byrne came on, well, you could have had the talking heads. That would have been. So cut your bit out. Smooth, thanks. This has been fantastic. Is it? Let's do a selfie. Nina Conti, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's really great, and good luck with everything. I mean, you don't. I mean, it sounds great.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Thanks, Frankie.
Thank you.